Hey everyone, Jared here again, and I'm really excited now to have the opportunity to talk about the online conversion, to really dive into it and talk about what conversion processes happen. But before we do, let's kind of recap on what we've talked about in the previous two videos. We're talking about here that the strangers, those who are unfamiliar with your brand and business, are going to be pushed from that end of the spectrum all the way to becoming a promoter where they keep coming to your business time and time again. And they do that because they understand your purpose, what you're trying to convey, and you're lining up your business message with the dreams, desires, and maybe questions and answers where your business aligns with their need. And that's the power of content. That's what pushes them from one end of the spectrum to the other. And I would focus on making sure I'm having the right keywords and phrases to reach out to my ideal customer before I even worry about what platforms I'm going to use to convert them. And once you have that, then that's really when the conversion process really begins. Now, the first process of conversion is called the conversion of awareness. This is where you build an awareness of your brand, your business, and what you have to offer. Now, this process is taking people from a state of being a stranger who are unfamiliar with your brand and business and where they become visitors, where they actually come to your social platforms and your blog and everything like that. Now, how do you do it? First, you want to focus on your blog. That is by far the most important thing that I would have mastered before I worry about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or anything like that. The reason why a blog is so important is because you have ownership of that. If Facebook decides to leave or to change their policies, they can do it without really telling you. And that's something that's really hard if you're constantly trying to work the system. So having a blog creates an opportunity to create an awareness of your brand and also create an awareness through search engines like Google. All of the keywords, all of your phrases, all of your stuff that you're dumping into your blog, Google is eating that up and they're pushing you up higher into the rankings. And that makes it easier for people who are unfamiliar with your brand to find you. And another important thing about a blog is to always have an internal blog as opposed to an external blog. And what I mean by that is that an internal blog is when you have the actual blog inside of your website, so that once they've stumbled upon an article or different content that you're producing, they're able to be right there where your website is, where landing pages and call to actions are in place where you can convert them to a lead and customer and become a promoter. That's where you want the action. You're trying to push people to your website. It's not the other way around. And so that's an important thing to understand between this first stage of an awareness. The second thing to focus on is that there are lots of different social platforms. Google+, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of these. There's so many things to start dabbling into, and I think that there's some businesses that worry, well, what platform should I be on? Should I be on all of them? What ones are the most important? I mean, you hear it time and time again. And the most important thing to worry about is that you need to first understand who your client is. And once you have an understanding of who your client is, then you're able to understand where they're living. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? What ways do they communicate? And you start getting a feel of where your ideal customers are. And once you kind of get a feel for that, those are the platforms that I would worry about in gaining a strong presence. Pick 3 or 4. And if that's too much, pick 2 to become very confident and very strong in pushing content on a consistent basis. I would not try to dabble into all of them if you don't have the manpower or the time to keep pushing content that's original and different on each platform. You want to make sure that you do that, because once you do, your awareness will increase and people will be able to know what you have to offer. Now, once you've done that, creating awareness by those different platforms and using the right keywords and your social platforms, that's when you get to stage 2. Stage 2 is the conversion of consideration. This is when businesses have found you and they're now aware that your business is out there, but they're uncertain. They don't know if that's kind of where their answers are going to be found, or if that's a service that they're really into. So they're kind of tiptoeing around. They're wondering, is this something that I'm interested in? Is this something that's going to help me? Is this something that's really a product or service that I want to be a part of? And that's where the big conversion comes into place. That's where you have to have the right calls to actions. This is where I find businesses mess up all the time. They have their social platforms. They're posting on Facebook constantly. They're putting all this content time and time again, but they're not directing their traffic to their website or to their blog where it's found on their website. They're not putting people in places where they can convert. You need to have calls to actions, even if they're telling people what to do or having people have links that are directly tied to certain landing pages. That's where you find a big conversion. And the biggest way to get a higher percent of conversions is having the right bribe, the right offer that will get them to one stage to the other. And that's where all of that takes place. Because what you're really doing here is bringing people to becoming a visitor, and now they're a lead. They're actually someone that you can market to sell to. Because once you go to your website and they're interested in what you have to offer, they're going to write down their name and address in an opt-in page or a landing page where they say, yeah, I'm really interested in what you have to offer. Continue to give me more. And that's where the emails, and you really have a whole game plan to get them to become buyers. And we'll talk about that in the next video. But having the right opt-in pages, landing pages, but most importantly, the right offer is what's going to increase that conversion rate from becoming a visitor to a lead. And the lead is the most important thing. You want to build your mailing list. That's where you're able to have ownership and you can do anything that you want. People focus on numbers, how they want to have like 10,000 followers on Facebook. That's good and great. But if that's not nearly as close as what you have in your mailing list, then I would be a little bit worried. Make sure that you're focused on that mailing list because that's really where the conversion process takes place. So once you focus on these two conversions and really had a sturdy foundation, then you're to the process where it's time to get some money. It's time to get people from a consideration stage to where you take them to stage 3 and stage 4. And that's what we're going to be talking about in our next video. So stay tuned, and I'm excited to present on that as well.